Okay, so like I said at the beginning of this tour, I was going to occasionally bring up the fact that when this prison opened, the press criticized it for being too luxurious for prisoners. They thought it was the palace for prisoners. Now when you get a look at the cells and see how tiny they are, you will get a sense of just how much things have changed since the mid-19th century in terms of our perception of, exactly what was ethical in regards to treating prisoners. So if you were a prisoner of the Don jail, you could expect to spend 23 hours of the day, the entirety of your sentence, locked away in one of these. So feel free to walk in and take a look. These are the cells. They are 8 feet deep, 3.5 feet across. And now the reason that these cells were considered an improvement over other prisons at the time was because in many other pre-20th century prisons, they would just take a whole bunch of prisoners and throw them into one giant, dank, dirty pit. Here at the Don, at least in theory, the prisoners would have their own clean, private, personal space. But by the time this prison closed in 1977, it had gotten so overcrowded that they were actually housing 3 prisoners in one of these cells. Now the prisoners would be given a bucket to use as the washroom, and they would be given a hammock to sleep in overnight. But when this prison became really, really crowded, really overcrowded, they would just open up the doors, open up the cells at night, they would lock up the whole area, and they had no choice but to just bring in 20 cots, up to 20 cots, and line up the corridor and just let the prisoners out and have to figure out where they're going to sleep. Because there's no way you can fit 3 hammocks in one of these cells. And this was in 1977. Like I said, these are mostly one-nighters, so that takes the bite off of it a little bit. But still, you can imagine, even spending one night with 2 other guys in here could be, pretty bad. They would be given a bucket to use overnight. And we actually found that one of our most recent tours had a plumbers, and he pointed out evidence that there was a toilet.